a lot out there that claims to be the real deal, the genuine article. It may look real, sound real, say all the right things. But how do you know you're getting the real McCoy?
I got a call from an agency saying, the agency saying the director particularly wants me for a commercial. I won't say what it is. No, I don't want to do these things.
Yeah.
I said, oh, well, please come because they will really want me to do it. So I did a read, and the client said, definitely want me. But then the process started. They came and I had to have all my hair shaven off, and I had to have a prosthetic made, and then, but the film was great, and because they thought I looked the most like him, especially with they put a picture of me. I had to go in for like 4 o'clock in the morning, put a photograph of him next to me like this. They do the makeup, the beard on.
Wow.
And at the end of that, they took a photograph. I struggled to tell the difference.
It's amazing, the resemblance like that, yeah.
Then we did the shoot. So the first day we go down to Norfolk Beach. He's there with his entourage. I mean, the suits were all made in England. It's kind of weird, we're walking along the beach there. So they did his everything had to be shot early in the morning. He'd do some shots at him first, then I came and said, wave to me, waves to me. But I had to memorize the whole script because I wasn't sure which part he was going to do, I was going to do, and the other guy. It was like 3 days down there. It was quite,
wow.
He's a strange guy. Anything he ever said, he said, good to meet you.
Is that it? Suppose.
You too. It was quite funny when after I came back from the shoot, I was at Hyde Park, walking around Hyde Park, and some guy comes up to me and says, how are you enjoying South Africa?
Did you try the accent?
No, but he's a great actor.
Oh, totally. Oh, I have huge respect for him, yeah. That's why he's a Sir.
Yeah.
Everybody learns from their mistakes.
Oh.
What are the most impactful lessons that you have learned?
Well, I think the most important thing is to really understand what you're doing. Practice. Really, I see so many people coming in, they can't play the keyboard, but they can mess about a bit on the computer. I still write out the parts, because I find if you write something out, you're focused on that. You're not going to busking in the studio all the time and adding little bits and pieces. So, very important to have those skills, to know what you're doing. And if you don't know what you're doing, make sure that you've got an engineer there who's brilliant, who knows what he's doing as well.
Yeah.
The other thing is, there's a great line. It was a great line in the film, as he said, no one ever lost money by overestimating the taste of the market.
Oh wow!
That's okay, but sometimes it's quite easy to write something complicated and impress your friends. To write that hit, it's a little more difficult because you've got to hit the market. That's what we do in commercials. Make sure it hits the market. Not out there to impress your friends or anything. You're out there to make sure that something really works in the marketplace. And that was that's my lesson, because I originally started out, I wanted to do serious, good rock quality stuff. It just didn't sell. I don't know, just couldn't write that song. But when I started writing more pop, commercially pop kind of oriented stuff, I found that those little melodies, those little ditties, they came kind of naturally, and that was great, And then so I kept on doing that, and I actually enjoyed doing that. I still love listening to the other stuff, but quite frankly, I liked all those bubblegum, all those little ditties. They're fun,
Music,
Yeah, even like Taylor Swift stuff is great. All these pop songs, they're nice. They're fun to listen to.
Yeah.
And never actually become too opinionated where you think, that stuff is. I know one particular musician who's brilliant. He just couldn't stand the Beatles. He didn't have the tuning, he didn't think, and he couldn't relate to a lot of this stuff. I love the Beatles. I love all those tunes and everything. And he felt it was a little beneath him. He was into all the more serious kind of complicated stuff. And
whenever you exclude it, honestly,
there's so much great music in any style out there.
Yeah, broaden your horizons.
You know, some of the Bollywood, I love some of the Bollywood channels. Great. I love their dancing. I like the style of their music.
Again, happy music.
Yeah, it's
very romantic when they need to be.
You know, there's so much brilliant stuff with it, and also the most important thing is to be versatile. For us, you know, a guy can come up to us and say, look, we want something classical, fine. We want something hip hop, fine. We want something with a Nigerian feel, you can do it. We want something with a Middle Eastern feel, fine, we can do it. We've done all those styles. We've researched those styles.
Yeah.
We've worked with those artists. We've worked with a lot of the big name Nigerian artists, P Square. These guys come down here.
Yeah.
We do the track. They come down, add their vocals. It's for Globacom. So all that kind of stuff there. We've done a lot of stuff for the Middle East, and research those styles to make sure that you understand those. And that's the most important thing, because so many guys come in that want to get involved in the music industry, only know hip hop. Great, but how are you competing? You're all American guys doing hip hop, so you know, you've got to broaden your horizons, and versatility is very, very important. To be able to, when someone comes in, and like for us, when someone briefs us, to be able to do something, and then to go through and say, the reason why I did that, you've got that thing happening on your picture, that you've got an emotional moment there. That's why we put a little break in there. We've built up, we've added a bit of a chorus here. We've got that build up. When your product comes up, we've emphasized that. We've got a little mnemonic, little hook there that people, when they hear it, they know automatically that that's your product.
Yeah.
So all those things are very important.
The attraction your old band
Yes.
had at Shark Topper was Scooby-Doo Dum Dum Day. Do you feel that whole part of being involved in that part of the music industry helps you to mold an artist's career because you can relate to that side of the industry?
Well, I think having been a performing artist as well
Yeah.
helps a lot. You've gone out and done the shows, done the tours, you've seen what gets the audience going. The live side, that's a specialized thing. You know, we're mainly involved in the recording side now.
Yeah.
But an artist that is great live, like I've got one of my artists is Ringo Madlingozi, top-selling black artist, male singer, fantastic. As a live performer, he's the best I've seen. Girls faint when he sings. He's just so dynamic, so brilliant. He's got a great voice, great personality, great songs. His live performance is magical. Mango Groove, live performance, magical. They blow everyone
Bring
away.
energy, yeah.
You know, they've been at like Opie Copy. People come back and say, Mango Groove was so fantastic. So live performance is very, if you've got that combination, like you look at the international acts, you know, Taylor Swift, fantastic live act. Rihanna, brilliant live. You know, so you need that. Justin Timberlake, another one. And if you go back, the greatest artists were always Elvis, just an unbelievable live performer. So if you have the combination, so you need that. My friend Ralph Simon once said, right artist with the right song at the right time. That's your hit record. And then to capitalize on that and to let the artists have a long-term career, great live act. If they're great performers, we go back and see them time and time again. And there are so many of those artists that you don't actually always need those hit records. You know, the people will keep supporting you because you're just a great live artist.
Because I love who you are.
Yeah.
What are the greatest assets of the SA music industry?
Well, I think what we have is a particular musical style here that is unique. You know, like you think of the Robroy style, like the Mango Groove kind of style. So that is unique. There are also a lot of very good pop artists. Just with Jeremy Loops, Matthew Mole. Jeremy is touring the States. I think he's doing like 30 shows in the past month or two. Fantastic. So they've got there's a lot of professionalism now. There's very good management. There are a lot of really great up and coming artists. And it's very difficult to break through internationally because you've got so much competition. Like you have a band like the Parlotones, you go overseas, you've got so much competition like Lockerville as well. But all that stuff, is getting international recognition, and the international market doesn't discount South Africa anymore. They're actually interested, like Freshly Ground. They think, oh, great, So there are Lira, another one. So there are a lot of very talented local artists, and I think the quality production is great. I think the only slight negative here is the quality of songwriting. I don't think it's been that great. Bright Blue wrote Weeping, which is great, but that was the only song they wrote. So I think and Johnny Clegg's written a couple of good tracks. But overall, the songwriting, I don't think there's too much time, not enough time spent in crafting great songs. So there's a lot of talent, and it's just to keep things on a very professional basis, and get that songwriting up.
Yeah, and then everything just falls into place. Well, one step at a time. You initially produced the MFP Springbok Hit Parade series of records.
Yeah.
What did you gain from that experience that helped you form Robroy Music?
Well, that was, I just started at EMI, and because the attraction became successful, we produced, I recorded an album called Pop Rock Soul and Bubblegum Party as the attraction. MFP had just started in South Africa, but they had a Top of the Pops in England, where it was a successful series. So we went to go and see Michael Eve, who was the head of MFP here, and my friend Ken, who was the engineer at EMI, said, we want to do a Springbok Hit Parade series in South Africa for MFP. And so Michael said, well, who can do it? He said, well, Robert's just done this pop rock song where I did cover versions of some Neil Diamond songs and whatever. So he said, okay, go ahead and do them. So we got the contract. But I did this part-time. I did it outside hours. So I had to go and record at night. So our first one we put out, I used the attraction mainly to do the backing tracks, and I got some other different singers in. And we weren't expecting too much, but it became that one sold about 45,000 in those days, which was a gold album.
Yeah.
But it was a good start. The production wasn't great, I must admit, but it was okay. It was a good start, and it only cost us, I think it was so damn cheap, a couple of about 2,000 rand, I think, because the only thing I had to pay was some outside singers, because we could play all the other stuff ourselves.
Oh wow, yeah.
So they said, okay, great. So we got the contract to do that. So, and I used to spend virtually every night writing out parts, because I had to copy those songs exactly. What MFP would do is they would have played the original record, and then my cover version, compare the two. Had to sound the same. The reason why they did cover versions in those days because there was a lot of competition between the record companies. It's not like now when you have that now, that's what I call music, when all the companies contribute and put the original tracks. In those days, EMI was in serious competition to the other companies. So you would never get in those days you couldn't get the rights to an original Beatle or Neil Diamond recording. You couldn't do that in those days because they were with different companies. It took ages of negotiations and hassles, and also they would charge MFP too much money to use that. And MFP, we used to get a 5% royalty, which is but we had to cover all the costs. But we sold a lot of copies. So we would copy all these. Like Neil, I'd get someone. I'd come across various singers. This guy could sing like Elvis. That guy could sing like Neil Diamond. I used Trevor Rabin from Rabbit. He could sound like Paul McCartney. Duncan Forey could sound like John Lennon. I used Trevor on guitar as well. Madlingozi on bass for after the first one because we had more money than from the royalties to get good musicians. So we had some great players. We had and it was a fantastic training ground for me, having to write out all the arrangements for all those songs because the guys had to be note perfect and follow all the notes exactly. So I used to sit there at night trying to work out all these like Barry White love theme, all those string runs. I used to have a tape recorder, record the song and play it back at half speed so I could hear all the notes slower. Because the string runs would go and I'd hear da 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 da. Okay, great. So I used to write everything out like that, bring in the string players, bring in the brass players, whatever, and then redo that. So I did that for the first 26 and we sold millions of those, which was really fantastic.
Sure, that was really great, man. You have had many successful partnerships, like with Roy Balkan, you started Robroy Music with, and Lee Johnson. How do you find that kind of synergy?
Well, Roy I knew from school days. Roy is a fantastic singer. So what we did is, he used to sing, he came to see me at EMI. He was a carpet salesman. He's a good hustler, Roy. And I started using him on the Springbok Hit Parade albums. He was a fantastic mimic. He could sound like so many of those artists. Then I started producing him, and we did some records. He had a lot of top 10 hit records. Sun and Go, Shine, Maker and Angel, a whole lot. He's one of the most successful pop singers in South African history. So he started singing on commercials. And then he said to me one day, he said, we can write all this stuff. So that's how we got into doing commercials. And then with Lee Johnson, Lee had done The Ancient Mariners for his honours, but written a libretto as a musical.
Yeah.
He was an English major. And he came to me, and I knew him from advertising. He also played bass in our band on occasions. And he said, we should write a rock opera. We spent every Wednesday night together, and I would write the melodies. We decided we'd get the top South African artists. We got a very big budget from Gallo. And so we managed to get Oliver Reed as narrator. He was really absolutely brilliant as narrator. What a beautiful voice. And then for Ken Kirsten for SATV. Michael York is in the Austin Powers movies. We got him as narrator, and he was also brilliant. On screen, that was great. So we had very good reaction, very good critical reaction, and Lee is at the moment in LA pitching it to Ted Danson's ex-wife, who was a theatre director. We've also had very good reaction from New York, from some theatre, one of the theatre companies there about putting it on. And we're hopefully thinking of getting, if we can get it on there, to get someone like, if we can, Ben Kingsley as narrator, which will be...
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. I mean, that must be pretty weird for you when so long ago you were hoping that he would do the narration for the musical, and then you get to meet him, and now it's all starting again.
Mm. So that would be wonderful too. We've done a lot of work. We've revamped all the songs again, listened to them, and Lee has worked on the libretto, and it's looking really good. We've got a great, we've done a book as well, a presentation booklet, and I was fortunate to spend the morning with Richard Hartley, co-writer of Rocky Horror down in Cape Town, with my friend Patrick. Richard has a holiday home in Scarborough, so we spent the morning with him, and I mentioned the Ancient Mariner and went through the concert. He loved the idea, which was great, and he thought it would also be great for the stage. So we'll see how that one goes.
Oh, I'm excited about that. That is really great. And for everybody who doesn't know, The Ancient Mariner was the first rock opera in SA.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The ice was here, the ice was there, the ice was all around. It cracked and growled and roared and howled, like noises in a swound. At length did cross an albatross, thorough the fog it came, and an it were a Christian soul, we hailed it in God's name. The mariners gave it biscuit worms, and round it flew. The ice did split with a thunder fit, the helmsman steered us through. And a good south wind sprung up behind, the albatross did follow, and every day for food or play came to the mariner's hollow. In mist or cloud, on mast or shroud, it perched for vespers 9, whiles all the night through fog smoke white glimmered the white moonshine. God save thee, ancient mariner, from the fiends that plague thee thus. Why look'st thou so? With my crossbow I shot the albatross.